Welcome back. You're watching Newsx. My name is Luthra. The investigation into the Goa nightclub fire has taken a serious turn, with authorities now looking into the Luthra brothers, who are linked to 42 companies registered at the same Delhi address, raising suspicions of shell firms and financial irregularities. At the same time, a landowner has alleged that officials secretly changed the status of the land from a salt pan to a settlement zone without informing him, even though he has been fighting a legal case over the property for many years now. These two developments together suggest deeper issues of possible collusion and corruption, illegal permissions and questionable business practices surrounding the nightclub that tragically caught fire on the 6th of December 2025 around 11:45 p.m. We'll discuss this in continuation with our constant vigil on this matter, Savio Rodriguez, senior journalist and political commentator, with us on the broadcast. Advocate Ellen Rao, former DCP Special Cell, is also with us, and last but not the least, Mr. M.L. Sharma, former Special Director of the CBI, joins us on the program as well. Savio, once again, I'm going to start and try and set a narrative here when it comes to Goa. You are from Goa. You've been following this case. In fact, you've also been on ground trying to see what the reality of this entire situation has been. There are these murky details coming up, Savio, which completely point to a complete lack of morality, a collusion between authorities and agencies to grant these permissions, and a complete neglect and disregard for what the citizen wants, not placing the safety of people first, and placing this greed ridden company, which of course is creating a lot of financial irregularities as well, headed by the Luthra brothers, into this fire zone. We spoke yesterday about it as well. We had a lady who lost 4 members of her family in the same fire. She lost her husband. She lost 3 of her sisters. 2 of them died of suffocation. One of them was so badly burnt that she could not be even recognized. They are conducting a DNA test as we speak. Savio, what do you make of this information being unearthed on a daily basis, and what is the Goa government, the CM, going to do about it?
Vineet, like I said yesterday, and I continue to repeat today, the Goa administration has completely failed to tackle this emerging nightclub menace in Goa. Illegal nightclubs, to be more precise. Now, the state government, owing to the tragedy that happened on December 6th, has set up an audit. Can you imagine, yesterday on the first day of the audit itself, what has been the report that has come out in media? That not a single club or restaurant in North and few of them in South Goa that they had visited had all permissions in place, not a single restaurant, which means that almost all of them were functioning illegally in some protocol measure that was required or not. In many cases, all were flaunting. What does that mean? It means it's a complete mess in Goa. Complete mess, particularly in North Goa. 15 such nightclubs have been reported in media, and none of them have got licenses in place, excise licenses in place, whether it is the fire protection, safety protocols in place. 15 such nightclubs, which another media reported about. The administration needs to tell the people of Goa what have they been doing. Imagine this, Vineet. When the incident happened, the Chief Minister of Goa came out and said that the club did not have any licenses, it did not have any permission, it was illegal. If it was illegal, whose job is it to ensure that illegal projects are eradicated or illegal projects are asked to follow legal measures that are required or demolished? Why was that not done? 25 people's lives have been lost because an administration failed to do the most important aspect of their job, which was to ensure that there is no illegality in one of the most prolific industries in Goa, which is the tourism industry. restaurants, clubs, these are aspects of the tourism industry. Interestingly, the MLA from Goa said that the Birch nightclub is the first such nightclub in Goa that has got a restaurant and a nightclub license. When Goa does not issue a nightclub license. So if Goa does not issue a nightclub license, what were 15 nightclubs doing in north of Goa? It clearly shows it's a failure of the administration. Complete failure of the administration, right from the panchayat, right up to the CM's office, and more so the influencers from outside of Goa who believed and still believe that they can bend the administration to do their bidding. The Luthra brothers, their 42 companies that they have, is a reflection of that very same attitude of चलता है, हमारे पास पैसा है, हम सबको खरीद सकते हैं. और यही कारण के वजह से, because of this, 25 innocent people lost their life. It is a very expensive price to pay, Vineet. For us Goans, we are hurt by what has happened. And imagine the feeling of those family members. Our administration has not even apologized for what has happened. The so-called FIR against the members of the club, the same FIR should be put against people within the system for culpable homicide amounting to murder. Because dereliction of duty is what led to the murder of these 25 people, innocent people. And it hurts. It hurts every Goan. This is not our Goa. We don't have people dying in Goa in such a manner. It has shocked the entire state. And the government administration is responsible and is accountable. The fire department comes under the chief minister. The excise comes under the chief minister. The police comes under the chief minister. When any of them wanted to do a job, it's either an IPS or an IS officer that intervene and stop them from doing their job. Why?
All right.
The chief minister has to ensure that justice is delivered, and everyone involved, from the panchayat to right up to the ministers or even people in Delhi, whoever's involved must be taken to task and an FIR must be registered of the same culpability.
Quite right about that, and I can see you very passionate and upset, and that's understandable, Savio. Mr. Rao, what do you think should be made of, or what can be done about many people like the Luthra brothers who might literally get away with murder? But I also would like to take a leaf out of what Savio also said, and in fact that is something which should be instituted in our legal system somehow, that the bureaucrats, the people from government agencies who are responsible for the safety, and if something like this does transpire, also need to be held accountable in case there is something like this that will create a very powerful, a very potent deterrent for them not to make such mistakes.
Good evening, Vinayji and co-panelists, or co-panelists and to all viewers. I can understand the anguish of Mr. Savio, because he belongs to Goa, and we also are very sad to know about this death of these 25 innocent people because of the dereliction duty of the administration officers who were responsible to check this illegality of this club. Not only this club, there are so many other clubs, as has been explained by the media also. Not only this club only, so many other clubs are being run like this without any permission, without any SOP, without any firefighting equipments. And that may be the reason. This was the one club which caught fire because of this. I think whatever the reason, maybe firecrackers or something like that. Some other club also may have the same situation. But as I agree that the sab chalta wala system is also prevailing, not only in Goa, everywhere in India it's prevailing like this. And people are not bothered about the legal system, and they take it for granted, and they say that this money can make everything go. Money makes the mayor go. That principle they adopt like this. But this is very inhuman, and very serious matter. We should think about it, because such type of incident has taken place in the past also. In Delhi, I must refer you that in Karol Bagh, similar type of restaurant was fired at, and so many people, innocent people, were charred into that fire. Similarly, a Filmistan building was also fired at, and the Upahar cinema is very well churched case of tragedy of so many other people also. So all these things, when these occur, then some inquiry commission is, high-level inquiry is being conducted, and that inquiry, high-level inquiry committee gives their report also. They recommend so many measures so that nothing should reoccur in future like this. But who bothers about it? I think government has the least interest in implementing all these recommendations which have been given by the commissions. So, and in this case also, this case particularly, the officers responsible who were there to check all these things, they directed their duties, their official duties. And so far as illegality, that is criminality, is concerned, unless and until, I'm a law officer also, unless there is any mens rea about these by these officers and men, I don't think that any criminal case can be registered against them. But certainly a departmental inquiry, very stern departmental inquiry, must be conducted against them, and they may be sacked from the services. That is more important, and that is more plausible in such type of cases, that if there is no criminality is attracted, however, during investigation it will be revealed whether their connivance was attracting any criminal activities or not. That is matter of investigation. But still, I think, I don't know that whether they have been suspended or any action has been taken by the concerned officers of all civic authorities, even police or the administration, who are responsible to check this illegal club. That is a matter of inquiry, and that investigation will reveal their other involvements also, whether they were taking money or something like that, under what circumstances they allowed.
Obviously, sir, that's pretty evident, and it's pretty obvious that they must be taking money. Mr. Sharma, in fact, the bail application that the Luthra brothers have submitted for their anticipatory bail says that the reason they do not want to go to Goa and face authorities is because they feel there is a possibility that they will get lynched, is the exact word which has been used in the affidavit. How in the world is something like this concocted by a couple of people who have been so reckless with the lives of others? So can you please unmute yourself, sir? I think you're muted. All right, Mr. Sharma's audio will be with us in just a second. Sir? No, sir, I can't hear you. There seems to be a problem with the audio, sir.
So,
yeah, there you go. So we can hear you now. Go on, sir.
Yeah. So, the lawyers who draft these applications, anticipatory bail or bail for that matter, I'm also in legal profession now, they take extreme positions.
Yes.
So how this word has been used, and it's so unconvincing to anyone. And no wonder the judge who heard this matter has rejected the application for anticipatory bail. In fact, informally we were discussing with Mr. Rao and others, it was a very foolish act on the part of the Luthra brothers who have instructed the lawyers to file anticipatory bail. They should have not run away from the country. I've said this so earlier in your channel, and they should have turned themselves in for the competent authorities for investigation. Now, my understanding of the situation is that in these matters there should be protocols, and I believe there are protocols, and these protocols are not implemented by the politicians. We can talk of panchayat to CM office and all that, but protocols are implemented by the police officers or administrative service officers. Obviously, they have not implemented them. In fact, in this case, I have informally learned that the SHO of the the concerned police station had issued a notice to this club, but on the intervention of the superior officers of Goa Police, the whole issue was ignored, and that's why we have come to such a pass. So there should be protocols and they should be firmly implemented. Now, as far as the criminality is concerned, so the police has registered a case for, as you said yesterday, uh, manslaughter not amounting to murder. Now, police will do its job, file a charge sheet against all those who are involved in this, and it is our problem is the court system. Now, Goa, some alleged rape case took place many years back, and took more than a decade for the court to decide this matter. Unfortunate part is that this is happening in, there's a lot of passion when the incidents happen, but after the charge sheet has been filed or matter has been sent to the court, everything goes cold. So that's the problem. So therefore, delayed, overly delayed judgments, they defeat the purpose, and the deterrent effect or the deterrent effect of law is just lost in the process. So my understanding is that such like cases must be decided in 6 to 9 months. So if this is done, then it will send a good message to other people who are indulging in this kind of activity.
All right, fair enough, sir. Savio, coming back to you, there is a saying in English that money makes the mayor go, and that's exactly the plank that the Luthra brothers are perhaps going to use to get away with this. It's the power of the rupee which might prevail over the power over the lives of people, innocent people who have lost their life. But in an egalitarian society, Savio, that is something which should not happen. And the government, the powers that be, the law machinery has to take into account that an example is made out of these two. Do you think something like this will happen in our lifetime?
Well, I believe, Vineet, the current administration in Goa that I support have no option but to ensure justice is delivered to the 25 innocent people. Because the anger of the people of Goa at this point of time over what has happened and the continuous degradation of the value systems that Goa have with these unwanted nightclubs, the destruction of what is originally Goa's Dev Bhumi into Shaitan Bhumi, is the people of Goa going to revolt against the administration if it's not going to be set right. And I believe that while law will take its own course, the state government knows very well that the center is abreast of it and keeping a very close watch and taking reports on what is happening. If there is any sort of untoward effort in the investigations, and if there is anything that the people of Goa do not find to be on the path of justice, the people of Goa are going to revolt in one way or the other. And this government will find it very difficult to stay relevant if they do not understand the anger of the people of Goa at this point of time.
Savio, one last question before we let you go. After this tragedy, you are on ground, you live in Goa. Have you seen some galvanization of resources and forces to make sure that the remainder of the pubs and clubs are equipped with the proper fire, safety protocols, and these exits which were missing in this particular club are accounted for in whatever remains in Goa at this point in time? I'm asking you this question because tourism is one of the mainstays of the Goan economy.
So Vineet, the government is currently doing an audit on all the clubs and restaurants and spas that are in Goa. They're looking whether they are falling into the protocols that are being made to adhere to, which is why I said at the onset that in the audit which was conducted yesterday, it clearly shows that not a single one of them, which is sad because not a single one of them has got all the permissions. What does that mean? That the entire nightclub scenario, restaurant scenario, which are popular in North and South Goa, most of them that were audited by the committee yesterday did not meet the standards that were required. And that's a very sorry state of affairs, Vineet. But yes, the government is acting on it. So naturally, they will have to close it down. They would have to seal it. They've already sealed 2 such nightclubs.
Absolutely right, Savio. Appreciate you joining us, as well as appreciate Mr. Sharma and Mr. Rao for taking out the time and speaking to us and shedding light on this all-important matter. We take a short break now. Be right back.
MDH कसूरी मेथी लाजवाब है